Okay, fine. So we'll start the class. So yesterday we are looking at this logical and condition. How we can look into logical expressions and how we can take it further. So we reduce to three types. One is if statements, if else statement, and if else if and else statement. And two more logical conditioning statements are there. One being the while loop, other one being the for loop. Okay. So we'll discuss these two things today. What exactly this while loop? Say for example, if I consider a loop or while loop, what does it do? Okay, let me take a simple program. Let me take it as something like some x is equal. I'm going to define some x is equal to some 5. Fine. What I'm going to do, let me write it. I'm going to use this statement. While x is greater than 0, I'm going to end with the colon. Okay. Then I'm going to put some statements. Let me put that statement with, let me call it as print x. Then I will try to decrement it or increment it, whatever it means. So here I am trying to check for x is equal to greater than 0. I will try to decrement it. So where x is equal to x minus 1, then I will have a statement, some kind of a statement. So what I will tell? So I am done with. So done with whatever I am going to tell it to do. That means I am trying to decrement or something. Then if possible, I will try to print the value of x outside the loop also. Once I am done with that particular thing, I will ask what is the value of the that particular x. So that's this particular thing. If you look into it actually, this is a simple program. What does it do? For all the values of x which is greater than 0, for all the values of x it's greater than 0, it will try to execute this statement. For all the values of x greater than 0, it's going to. So while the loop actually, what does it do actually? It is doing a repeated steps. Okay. It may be some kind of, what is this x actually? X is some kind of a variable. X is a variable I have defined. That changes. So that means if you look at it actually, what's happening? Variable means, if you in the bracket, I can call this as an iteration variable because it is getting iterated, because what's happening? I am trying to change the value of x. So I start with x is equal to 5. Then it checks for while x is greater than 0. Then I want to print the value. So I'm going to print x is equal to print 5x means I'm going to print it 5. Then what I'm trying to do, I'm going to decrement it. So 5 minus 1, it becomes 4. So till then it will continue the loop actually. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now 1. Now 1 minus 1, it becomes 0. After that, what's happening? While x is greater than 0, it fails. Okay, it fails. What will happen? Your loop will directly come to this particular thing. What does it tell? Yes, I am done with this particular while loop. It's going to print done. Then I will check the value. If possible, this is an optional thing for you. The while loop will work for all the values of x greater than 0. Once the condition fails, it goes to this particular print, this command, this particular statement. Whatever I'm going to give the statement, so here I'm giving a print statement, print done. Print the value, so the value. So then I'll try to have the value of that particular thing. So this type of iteration variables, it goes through a sequence. So those sequences, what we call it as repeated steps. If you want, I can write a corresponding maybe flow chart also. What it will be? X is equal to 5. It is a simple thing. Then it will go to the condition. So I'm going to check for the condition. X greater than 5. If it is yes, sorry, greater than 0. It's not 5. Greater than 0. If it is yes, it will go to the right hand side. If it is no, it will come to the left hand side, whatever it may be. So if it is yes, what's happening? It is going to print the value of that particular x. Then x value get decremented. Fine. Then this operation is done. Then this will go again. So this operation gets repeated. So once this value, this condition becomes no, it will come out and it's going to print done. Then it's printing the x value. This is what is happening in this simple code. So what is happening here actually? This thing is repeated actually. This particular thing is repeated till the condition is it comes out. That is this is what possible. This is a while. All the values of so while x is greater than 0, repeat it. First time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Fifth time it becomes 0, it comes out. So what will be the output actually? If I try to look into this particular thing, what will be the output actually? First it's going to print 5, then it's going to print 4, then it's going to print 3, then it will print 2, then it will print 1, then it will print done with the value of this particular. This is what my output is on the screen or terminal. While loop is used for repetitive steps wherever I want to repeat it. Repeated steps. If I want to do this, I will just go take the help of the while loop. You got it? Now, is that possible for me to get an infinite kind of a loop sometimes? See, suppose if I don't decrement this value, look at this. I am trying to decrement this value x is equal to x minus 1. If I don't decrement this particular value, it becomes an infinite loop. See, let me write that. If the value of x is not decremented or decreased, what will happen? We'll end up with an infinite loop. What will happen? Let me tell you. See, x is equal to 5, while x is greater than 0, I'm going to print some value, that is print x, that's it. Then whatever I want to put, print done or whatever it may be, or even if you want here also you put print x. What will happen here? If you try to put the corresponding flow chart, x is equal to 5, then it will go here, it will check for x is equal to, then if it is s, this is for the no, the loop it will not come out of this particular loop. Print x. It keep doing the same thing repeatedly. See, this will go here, this will go here. So this will be continuously, this will be infinite. So continuously that particular loop will be doing it. So it will never come out of this particular while loop. So so when we are writing the while loop, we have to be careful. Are we decrementing? I can do that. Say for example, if I use for all the value of x less than 0, in that case what I need to do? I need to increment it. So the condition of incrementing or decrementing, I should ensure that when you are using the while loop, otherwise we are getting into an infinite loop. So this is one particular problem we always have to look into when you are using the while statement. Okay. Is there any possibility think? Is there in something where indefinitely I can come out of this particular loop? Yes. So if I want to come out of this particular loop, if you want to come out indefinitely. If I want to come out indefinitely, I have used statement what is called as break. A break statement ends the current loop and jumps to that particular statement, whatever is given. It comes out of the loop. So whenever you are using this particular loop, we have an infinite loop. See, what it will, if I use break break statement, if it is there in the particular maybe inside a particular loop, exactly it will come out. Okay. So say for example, if a loop tests the condition, if a loop particular thing it tests the condition. So what say for example, if I take the say the previous example, if I take some x is equal to some, okay, let me put it is some 10. Okay, I'm going to check for it while x is equal to x is greater than 0 or greater than 2. Let me use the greater than 2. Greater than 2. Fine. Now, here, look at this. I want to break out of this particular thing. I don't want to get into any kind of, uh, maybe any kind of infinite loop. So what I'm going to do actually, I will give a statement. See, I will see if I will check. I will use the if statement. If at any given point, if x is equal to if I give some string actually, uh, if x is equal to, so let it be 2. If x is equal to 2, fine. I'm decrementing it. So for x is equal to, for all the values also I'm going to decrement it. So let me put x is equal to x minus 1, whatever it may be. I'm trying to put the statements. So if x is equal to 2 or x is equal to some 4. So I don't want to go to the further some condition. I'm going to put x is equal to 4. If this condition is there, I will try. I can come out of this particular. I'll use the condition break. Once it is broken, once it is the particular loop is broken, it will come out. Okay, where it has to go? Once the condition is broken, where it will go? It has to go. Say for example here, suppose if I put print some x, so I have put outside the loop. I have put something like done with the particular thing. What will happen? This break statement will take your loop outside a thing. It will try to pull out actually. So what I'm trying to do here actually, I'm trying to check for a intermediate conditions. I may have to see when we are writing such programs, we may within the loop sometimes we may we may be having some kind of an equation or something. So the equation will lead to some kind of an answer. So that particular answer is reached, I can come out of that particular loop. Otherwise, what it will happen? It will be keep iterating within the loop. So a break statement is used to come out of a loop. So break statement is used. So using this actually, it is I'm trying to jump or it's going to end the current loop. It's going to end the current loop and out of it actually, and jumps to the statement outside and jump to the outside statement, whatever it is. What is it actually? The outside statement is this one. So a while loop is used to, it is something like repetitive steps. A while loop is used to repetitive steps. If I don't maybe properly use the statements within the while loop, I may end up with an infinite loop. That's another condition. While using the while loop, I can come out of that while loop using a break statement. Okay, a break statement will take it outside your existing loop. This is one type of a loop what we are using actually, repetitive loop actually. Now, say for example, sometimes we may have to, this is one type coming out actually. we may have to continue that particular statement. Say I am trying to check for a condition, I need to continue this. I need to continue. So a break statement will end the current loop, but a continue statement within the loop, fine. Say for example, the same loop I'm going to use it. Say if you want to, if you want to continue the operations, continue the iteration. If you want to continue the iteration, then we use what is called as continue. Even though that particular condition is reached, if I want to come out, I can come out. So the continue statement ends the current iteration. See, it's going to see, then the current jumps to the top of the loop. So what it's going to do actually, it will continue to the iteration at the top of the new iteration. See, if you want to, it will continue, the continue, see, if you want to continue the iteration as a fresh from the first, then you'll use continuation. What does it do actually? Let me tell you. Say for example, if some x is equal to some 15 or so, fine, then I'm going to use the statement. So what is it actually? I'm going to use a while statement, while for all the values x greater than, let me some 3 or something, I have this particular thing. So I'm going to use if x is equal to, so let me some 7 or 8, whatever it may be. So the moment it reaches this condition, what it will do? It will, I will put a continue statement. What does it do? The moment x is equal to here, so before this I need to increment that x value. Let me increment that x value. Use that. X is equal to x minus 1 or x minus 2. Let me put x minus 1. Okay, x minus 2, whatever it may be. If this condition is executed, what does it do? See, already this iteration is going on. It breaks the current iteration, breaks the current iteration. And what is that do? It will go to the first one. It will go to the first one. It breaks it and it will go to this condition. It breaks the condition, it will go to the first one. So that if you want this kind of a condition, then we'll go with what is called as a continue statement. A break statement will try to pull your iteration, right? It breaks the current iteration, it comes out. That's the what we call it as a break statement or a break condition. A continue condition will break the current iteration and it will go to the first line. So this is the major difference between a break statement. Break statement comes out while the continue statement will go to the first line. So it starts the next iteration. That means it goes to the first and it starts the iteration. So these are the two things we, when you're using while loop, these are the two types of things we use actually to break the statement, to break the iteration and to continue iteration. One comes out, other one will go to the starting of it to continue iterations. These are the two types of things what we have to look into. It go to the first one, another one comes out of it. Is that clear? Now, see, when you're using the while loops, so those a few books actually, Python books, if you look at actually, they call this while loops as indefinite loops. While loops, they call it as indefinite loops. Indefinite loops. What is actually while? Because they keep going on until a logical condition fails. So why is it so actually? Because they keep on going, they keep continuing, they keep going until a condition. So until the condition becomes false, until the condition becomes false. If it is true, see, this will work till it is true, while statement. Yes, true. X is equal to, say, for example, as the previous example I told, X is equal to some 10 or 5. So X is greater than 0. First it will tell X is equal to 15. So then 14, 15. So that's a true. It keeps continuing. Otherwise, if I don't use any break statement or continue statement, that's another thing. Otherwise, this keeps continuously, infinitely, it will be running. And once the moment it reaches a condition where it is a false, it comes out. That means it is a logical condition. Look at this. That means it is a logical condition. What is a logical condition? Either true or false. It's a logical condition. 0 or 1, just like that. See, these loops are, if they terminate, or if they get into infinite form, or if they come out of it, whatever it may be. So it's always a loop has to terminate to get an output. Otherwise, what will happen? They keep rotating. If you look at your terminal, actually, if there's an infinite loop, you can see continuously the program will be running like it. And it becomes order for us to check whether the output is reached or not. So we have to ensure that we never get into infinite loops. We never get into infinite loops. But we can, indefinite is different, infinite is different. Indefinite means checking for true or false. Infinite loop means actually there is no end to it. So when you have such kind of conditions, you have to look for it actually. It's better to use either a break statement or continue statement. So that's one beauty of this while loops actually. Now, the other type of loop, what we are supposed to look nowadays actually, they are called as definite loops. So if there are any questions with respect to indefinite loops, please, I'm ready to take up. While loops. Any questions?
Yes, sir. One doubt, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So after the continue statement, if you have more code, like let's say another line of code, then will that also run, or after the continue it will
No,
go
it
back
won't
to
run.
while?
It won't run. See, the continue will take it to the starting of the loop. That's it. While statement. One is, you look at this. Your break statement will take it outside your loop. Okay, but a continuous statement will take it to the beginning of the loop, and it will start a new iteration. That's it. So that's the beauty of your continuous statement. A continuous statement will take you to the first iteration. It will begin again the iteration. It will begin. A break statement will take it out of your loop. That's it. These are the two things what can be done. Because the while loop is an indefinite loop.
Okay, sir.
Is that clear? Yeah, is that clear? Fine. Okay. Now, let us go and look into the next type of loop. Those are called as a definite loop. Definite loops. So why these loops are called as definite actually? They iterate over a set of items or values or whatever it may be I'm going to define. They iterate actually. So if you look at it actually, maybe I'm going to discuss in the next class. I'll discuss on the lists actually, dictionaries and tuple, all those things and all. What is this list actually? See, we always come across lists actually. What is lists actually? List is something, what, say for example, I have something like, maybe you all know that a matrix or something. Say for example, if I call this as some kind of a name, is a variable, I will call, maybe I'll put a person's name as A, fine, and a person's name as B, and person's name as C, whatever it may be, B and C. What are these actually? This is the list. So what I'm going to do actually here, in for loop, these are the definite, see, it can be a string or it can be whatever it may be. A definite loop with the string. See, this is a definite list I have. I'm defining. So as we move further, we have something called as a data structures, where we deal with all these dictionaries and all. So that means I will have a set of data. It may be as small as one or two data, or it may be as big as hundreds or thousands of data. But that is clearly defined. So now what I'm going to do actually here, I will check for this particular, I will try to put this particular thing for a particular friend or something like in this particular loop. I'll try check it and I will try to execute a particular statement. And that's why it is called as a definite thing. So we can write a loop to run. So we can write a loop to run each time for a given set of instructions or whatever it may be. Okay, these loops are called as, that's why they are called as definite, because they execute this certain number of times. So if you know something about the MATLAB, for I is equal to 1 to 10 in steps of 0.1, what does it do? 1, 1.1, 1.2 till it reaches the 10, then it comes out. That means these loops are definite. See, the definite loops means actually they execute the exact number of times. See, definite loops, they execute definite number of times. I am very sure how many times I am going to execute. Say if I tell 1 in steps 1 to 10 in steps of 1. So it will go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 10. So I am definitely sure that this loop is executed only for 10 times. But that was not in case of while loop. While loop I used to check for the condition. But here I am very sure that for the values I am going to define, this will be going for executing this particular loop for a definite number of times. And these definite loops iterate through the memory. See, whatever I'm going to define in that particular set or in that string or whatever it may be, it will keep doing that actually. Okay. So for every once, it's going to check and it will execute. So let's have a simple actually. Let me write a simple loop, simple for loop. Let me write it. Say for example, for some I is equal to, for I, see, instead of equal to what we used to put in MATLAB, we are putting in. For I in, let me check actually. So for all the values of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, let me put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, this is what I have actually. So it has to end with a colon. Always remember, it has to end with a colon, whether a while statement, if statement, whatever, it has to end with a colon. So this is very important. Now let me print the value of I. That's a simple I'm putting. Once this loop is out of this particular loop, I have to tell that, yes, I am done with what I have. What is the purpose of this particular loop? What does this particular thing it does actually? So now, if I try to look into this particular thing, so for the values of I varying from 1 to 8, I need to print this. For the values of I varying from 1 to 2, so 1 I can go in steps. I can write into 1 colon 1 to 8. So I can write in that particular form, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm writing a very simple thing. What does it do actually? So first it will go for I is equal to 1, it will print actually. So my output I'm going to get 1. Then it will go. Then for it will increment, automatically increment. So automatically it's incrementing. So then for a value of I is equal to 2, I'm going to print it. It is 2. Then for the value of I is equal to 3, it is going to print. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once the value of I is equal to 8, that means that my definite thing, this is done. This loop will not work for, that's a definite value. Once that is done, it will come out and it will print, I am done. So that is the beauty of this particular for loop. That means it's a very, very definite in what I am going to define it. It need not be numbers, it need not be integers, whatever I am going to do. It can be strings also. Maybe in Python, we can define the strings also. Like for example, let me define your names itself. Let me define name. Okay. So let me define your names. I think let me take from your thing. O2 and all are there. So Aditya is there. Okay. Aditya. Fine. Then Ahmad. Fine. Then I have Aman. Fine. So three people. So then Amin. So some four people. I am taking this names actually. So what are these actually? These four people. What I am going to define. You people are strings actually. You are strings. Okay. Now what I'm going to do actually, for I need to define some variable. So what I need to do actually, I need to print. Let me call. So let me greet you. So welcome to this class. Let this I need to welcome you to this class, but I need to define these things. What I'll do, so let me call this as student. This is my variable. So for all the values of, for student in name. Okay, for all the student in name. So what I'm trying to do, I will print here. So once I'm done, I'll print that. I'll print all are done. I'll do this. So what does this loop do actually? First it will check. For student, I need to print this. First it will take name. So Aditya comes. So what does your output will come? It will tell that welcome to the class Aditya. Then it will check. What it will do? Once it is done, it is the loop. It will go. This will go actually. This will go actually. This loop will go up. Then it will check. What is the next name? It is Ahmad. Then it will type. It will print. Welcome to the class Ahmad. I'm trying to do as simple as possible. Then it will go and type. It will print. Welcome to the class Aman. Then welcome to the class Amin. So all the four are done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once it is done, then it will print all are done. So this means they are definite. So whenever I have to execute the particular set of statements in under definite conditions, I will use the for loop. Is that clear? So the for loop will check for this. The definite loops, or we call it as for loops. A for loop is so called a definite loop. See, what type of variables is actually, if you closely observe it, they are explicit iteration variables that change every time within C. They are all explicit. This is an explicit, this is an explicit, this is an explicit. So first, second, third, fourth, whatever it may be. That is 0, 1, 2. That's how it takes actually. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. They are all called as explicit iteration variables. Change every time the for loop is executed. And they move in the sequence. So first it will go, this is the sequence. 1, 2, 2, this sequence, then it will go to the next sequence, it will go to the next sequence. So they go in a sequence from starting from first to the last. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 3 jumps it does, then it comes out. So to be very precise, for loops are definite loops and they will be having, see, let me write that also. For loops are definite loops. For loops are definite loops and they do have explicit iteration variables. Explicit iteration variables. What are these actually? These explicit variables, they change within the loop. Within the loop. And these iteration variables, what I am speaking, no, these iteration variables, move in sequence, or they move in sequence. They move in sequence, or we call it as order. So whenever we try to do this, actually, such a kind of loop or conditional statement, we call it as for loop. So what is here actually? If you try to look at here actually, whatever I told, this is the iteration variable I. See, this is my I is the iteration variable. And how many sequences it went? So here, if you look at it actually, here, this particular thing here, if you look at this particular thing, I is the iteration variable. I is the iteration variable. How many sequences it went actually? 8 sequences. 8 sequences. 8 element, or whatever we call it, element sequence, whatever it may be. 8 sequence. So 1, 2, 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and come out. So iteration variables iterates through the order, whatever the order set of sequence. And the block, you see, we call it as, see, what is it actually? What is this actually? This is your block, what we call it as body of your message, or whatever we call it as the body of the message. This is your message. What you want to do? Print. I'm trying to print it. So the code is executed every time this particular thing, print I. For each value of the sequence. So this body message is executed for each value of your sequence. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times this body message is printed or is executed. And your iteration variables moves through all the values in a sequence. So these 3 things is very important. The iteration variables or variable moves through all the values in the sequence. Right? Then whatever the message you have, the message or what the body, whatever it is, the code is executed once for each value of in the sequence. For each value in the sequence. These 2 things are very, very important. Fine. Now, this is about your while loop and for loop. So, is it possible for us, sometimes, what is the advantage of this logical conditioning at all? Okay. See, these are some of the, if you take, for example, logical either if statement or while statement or all this looping. If you look at it actually, we need to, it's a trick actually. See, what exactly this loop, conditional statement, logical condition, it's a trick actually. In knowing whether that particular condition is reached, if that condition is reached, I need to do something else. That means I'm looking for something here, and if that condition is reached or executed or the condition is achieved, I want to do something else. I want to take that particular variable or that particular thing to somewhere else, and I have to do that, update a particular thing, or I have to do that a set of messages or whatever you want, or expressions or whatever you want. So this particular logical expressions and all is very much required in your program, Python program code, to take your program or to make your program work better. Why is it actually? Because whenever I'm trying to write the